Hey kids, Mr. Glenn here, hope you're well. So we've got this part and then we've got the next part to get to, and then we are sort of onto our own creation really. So we're going to go into curves, or as close as we can to curves in the iPad for this session alone, is because the iPad itself it lends itself to sort of great adjustments, and I'll show you what this means in a second. So this is basic photo adjustments. The iPad kind of allows the user, you, to go and apply much stronger adjustments easier than you would be able to in the desktop app, which is what we see here. And I'll show you how this looks right now. So we're going to go and create a selection. And I'm going to go and just take this away, and I'm going to go into my layers. I'm going to go into my layer group that we made before, and I'm going to go and select that group. So making sure that that group layer is blue. What I might do is, just because I'm not using the text, I'm going to go and take those away. So I'm going to go and turn those layers off. And you may want to do that as well. This selection now I've selected it, I can now go and make adjustments to it. So I'm going to turn my layers off so I've got a clear page. Because I've made this selection and I've selected it, the iPad knows that I'm going to go and do something with it, or I can go and do things to it, just like in my effects. So as long as my effects are working, they'll only work providing that I have a selection. If just underneath my brush, I can go into my adjustments, which are here. Now, what we notice is you can see that the selections here allow us to go and make adjustments, and they have pre-made adjustments for us, which makes things so much easier for us on the iPad. And you can see that as I tap on the arrows at the top, I can go through different selections all the way through. Now, one of them which I wanted to explore with you on the for iPad users is gradient maps. Gradient maps are just something that allow us to go and be very, very creative with our maps. So you'll notice that this selection here, so I'm going to go into this selection. I'm going to go and change the selection in a second. I'm going to show you how the selections change between a manual selection and a layer selection. So let's go and check this out. So I've gone into my adjustments here, and inside my adjustments, I went and chose gradient map. So you can tap on where it says gradient map like this, and you can get the entire sort of selection right there. And I've gone into gradient map. When I go to gradient map, I'm just going to go and turn my layer off here. When I go to gradient map, what I can do is tap on this box, and you can see that this are the two colors that I'm choosing for this particular section. When I move this slide around, you can see that it's going to go and add sort of a stronger color on one side or stronger color on the other. You can choose any color you like. So you can start to sort of blend these colors together, and you can get sort of different sort of hazes going on. And then if you tap on the plus, this is going to allow you to go and add more sort of gradients to it. Now, if I go and tap on this one and add a plus in here, I'm just going to tap onto this one, add a plus in there. There we go. That's what we want. This is going to allow me to go and get some real control over different pieces. So let's go and change this into a different color here. And you'll notice that the windows are now starting to change slightly. If I go to the other side, you'll notice that I've got this color, and I can start to go and change this slightly into this area here. And you can start to see that I can really get very kind of creative with the colors that I'm going to choose, okay? And I start to get this sort of neon effect that's going on, this crazy kind of effect that's going on with my colors, okay? We can see how granular it gets, okay? What granular just means how fine-tuned it gets. Now that's okay. I'm going to go and just redo that because my pencil accidentally undid that. Now that's okay, right? And I can keep that as much as I want, to a degree. And then I can just look at it and just go, well, do you know, what's happened is it's turned my background with the gradient map as well. So what I can do is, if I go and undo everything, if we go into our selection tool, which is here, and I got my brush, let's go and check my brush size, which is okay, like we did before in a couple of sessions ago. And I manually select, I don't want to go and select everything in there. Let's go and select. And if I go and select around it, Let's go and select all around it, all the way to the end, and you'll notice just on the edge here, you can see that it's selected everything. Now at the top of my screen, I'm going to go and just tap on here. I'm going to go to subtract. And this is going to allow me just to go and tap on this. And you can see that now, because I subtracted the edge here, I can go and just get rid of all of that. This is my manual selection now. If I go into my adjustments here and go back into my gradient map and then go to nuclear, can you see the difference? You can see now that with a manual selection, this is going to allow me to go and add my areas now with my colours. Now, I don't think I wanted that one. Let's go back into here and just add another one. I think my red windows, it was there, wasn't it? Let's just go into there. That's more like it. That's what I wanted. I wanted this sort of, this purplish, in my purplish, I don't know whether it's pink or purple. You know me with colours. So I'm going to go into here, just tap out of this, and then just keep that. And with a manual selection, this is going to allow me to go and choose individual pieces. However, let's take a look at what's going on here. Inside my gradient map layer, you can notice that there is this black and white box here. This is the final part. This is called a mask. And everything that is black, it won't touch. Everything that is white inside this mask, that's what it's going to be affecting. So we're going to learn more about these masks. We can see that they've automatically done them. And you can also see how extremely useful these are when you make a manual selection, because you can start to apply these manual selections to everything that is on your screen and everything is in your layer, providing you make the selection first. Right, I'd like you to go and have a go at this. Go and have a go at maybe choosing the gradient map, choose 2 or 3 colours, go into your adjustments, go and check it out. Maybe go and see the ultraviolet, see what the ultraviolet does. That may give you a better picture or a better feel for whatever kind of artwork that you're making. Anyway, as always, good luck.